Well, we're moving on now. We're moving on up to the east side. To a deluxe apartment.
Hi, thank you for stopping by this wonderful site. My name is Calvin Wright. I want to just take the time to welcome you. And if you are interested in buying a house in the Dallas area, I got a few tips for you. The first tip that I normally tell my buyers that if they're interested in possibly trying to find a house, I tell them that the first thing that you want to do is you want to locate the 3 top areas that you are interested in living. The thing about that is it helps you to stay focused on your goals. See, the main thing is you have a goal in mind when you are trying to find your dream home. And the thing is, if you pick the top 3 areas that you're interested in and you get on the line or you go searching, it helps you to narrow your search down. It helps you to stay focused on that dream home that you're interested in. Another thing that I normally tell my buyers to do when they are interested in possibly trying to find their dream home is sometimes you might want to take a different way home from work, or you might want to get in your car, drive the neighborhood, kind of get an idea of how the neighborhood is. And sometimes you can't see a neighborhood in the day, and sometimes you might want to drive through that neighborhood at night or something. That way you can see the neighborhood during the day and also see it at night. Another thing that you want to keep in mind when you are trying to find a home is you want to look for the red and white signs. A lot of times the red and white signs are not listed with a regular agent, and sometimes, as an agent I can't pull up the for sale by owners, but the for sale by owners are good sources to kind of look for when you're driving along in a neighborhood that you're interested in and you see a for sale by owner. Feel free to get their phone number. If you work with someone like me, what I normally do is I tell you to get their phone number, get their name, get their addresses, and a lot of times I will make those phone calls for you. Also, another thing you want to keep in mind when you're buying a house, you want to make sure that you have picked out your particular lender that you are interested in, and you also want to make sure that you get your lender to get you a full approval letter. Approval letter is different from a pre-approval. A pre-approval is when you go into the lender gathers your information over the phone, and a lot of times they will put it in their automated system and give you a score and say, okay, based off of the information that you gave me, this is what I'm capable of giving you. Now, if you are trying to get a approval, what normally happens, you have to take all of your documentation. What it is, the difference in pre-approval and approval is documentation. When you are dealing with an approval letter, a lot of times you are taking that paperwork into the lender. That means your W-2s, your tax returns, that kind of information. And when you get that to your loan officer or to your bank, what they will do, they will give you then a pre-approval letter. And on the letter, you will see that on the letter it will check off the certain things that particular loan officer has from you. That is one of the key things that you want to keep in mind. And when you have an approval letter, a lot of times, we get through the process of making sure that we are going to close on that particular loan. And that's the reason why you want an approval letter. One more thing that you want to keep in mind is you want to make sure that you lock in your rate. And what you do after you get your approval letter, what you want to do with the lender is you want to make sure that you lock in your rate. You want to ask the lender, what is my lock-in rate? How can I lock the rate in? What is the particular time that rate expires? A lot of times the rate may have an expiration date. And sometimes, if you're new to buying in the Dallas area, if you are a beginner buyer, a lot of times you don't think to ask those type of questions. That's the reason why you kind of want to have an experienced agent with you, like myself, and you want to make sure that you have a real good loan officer who can gather all your paperwork. Also, another thing that you want to keep in mind is make sure that you keep on hand the different things that lender may ask you for. Like, let's say, for instance, he might ask you for employee verification, or also you want to also keep in mind that you want to keep possibly a few months of funds in the bank. A lot of times, a lot of buyers don't know to do that, but that is something that you want to keep in mind when you're buying a house. Again, I look forward to working with you. My name is Calvin Wright. These are just a few tips. If you are in the Dallas area and you need an agent to work with, why don't you just look me up and I'll be happy to work with you. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day.